In the life of blessedness, self-reliance is of the utmost importance. If there is no peace, there must be strength. If there is to be security, there must be stability. If there is to be lasting joy, there must be no leaning upon things which at any moment may be snatched away forever. A man does not commence to truly live until he finds an immovable center within himself on which to stand, by which to regulate his life, and from which to draw his peace. If he trusts to that which fluctuates, he will also fluctuate. If he leans upon that which may be withdrawn, he will fall and be bruised. If he looks for satisfaction in perishable accumulations, he will starve for happiness in the midst of plenty. Let a man learn to stand alone, looking to no one for support, expecting no favors, craving no personal advantages, not begging nor complaining, not craving nor regretting, but relying upon the truth within himself, deriving his satisfaction and comfort from the integrity of his own heart. If a man can find no peace within himself, where shall he find it? If he dreads to be alone with himself, what steadfastness shall he find in company? If he can find no joy in communion with his own thoughts, how shall he escape misery in his contact with others? The man who has yet found nothing within himself upon which to stand will nowhere find a place of constant rest. Men everywhere are deluded by the superstition that their happiness rests with other people and with outward things, and as a result they live in continual disappointments, regrets, and lamentations. The man who does not look for happiness to any others or to external things, but finds within himself its inexhaustible source, will be self-contained and serene under all circumstances, and will never become the helpless victim of misery and grief. The man who looks to others for support, who measures his happiness by the conduct of others and not by his own, who depends upon their cooperation for his peace of mind, such a man has no spiritual foothold. His mind is tossed hither and thither, with the continual changes going on around him, and he lives in that ceaseless ebb and flow of the spirits which is wretchedness and unrest. He is a spiritual cripple, and has yet to learn how to maintain his mental center of gravity, and so go without the aid of crutches. As a child learns to walk in order to go about from place to place of itself strong and unaided, so should a man learn to stand alone, to judge and think and act for himself, and to choose, in the strength of his own mind, the oath way which he should walk. Without is change and decay and insecurity. Within is all surety and blessedness. The soul is sufficient of itself. Where the need is, there the abundant supply. Your eternal dwelling place is within. Go there and take possession of your mansion. There you are a king. Everywhere you are a vassal. Be contented that others shall manage or mismanage their own little kingdom, and see to it that you reign strongly over your own. Your entire well-being and the well-being of the whole world lies there. You have a conscience, follow it. You have a mind, clarify it. You have judgment, use and improve it. You have a will, employ and strengthen it. You have knowledge, increase it. There is a light within your soul. Watch it, tend it, encourage it, shield it from the winds of passion, and help it to burn with a steadier and even steadier radiance. Leave the world and come back to yourself. Think as a man, act as a man, live as a man. Be rich in yourself, be complete in yourself. Find the abiding center within you and obey it. The earth is maintaining its orbit by its obedience to its center, the sun. Obey the center of light that is within you. Let others call it darkness if they will. You are responsible for yourself, are accountable to yourself. Therefore rely upon yourself. If you fear yourself, who will place confidence in you? If you are untrue to yourself, where shall you find the sweet satisfaction of truth? The great man stands alone in the simple dignity of independent manhood. He pursues his own path fearlessly and does not apologize or beg leave. Criticism and applause are no more to him than dust upon his coat, of which he shakes himself free. He is not guided by the changing opinions of men, but guides himself by the light of his own mind. Other men barter away their manhood for messes of flattery or fashion. Until you can stand alone, looking for guidance neither to spirits nor mortals, gods nor men, but guiding yourself by the light of truth within you, you are not unfettered and free, not altogether blessed. But do not mistake pride for self-reliance. To attempt to stand upon the crumbling foundation of pride is to be already fallen. No man depends upon others more than the proud man. He drinks in their approbation and resents their censure. He mistakes flattery for sound judgment, and is most easily hurt or pleased by the opinions of others. His happiness is entirely in the hands of others. But the self-reliant man stands, not upon personal pride, but on an abiding law, principle, ideal, reality within himself. Upon this he poises himself, refusing to be swept from his strong foothold either by the waves of passion within or the storms of opinion without. But should he at any time lose his balance, he quickly regains himself and is fully restored. His happiness is entirely in his own hands. Find your center of balance and succeed in standing alone, and whatever your work in life may be, you will succeed. You will accomplish what you set your mind upon, for the truly self-reliant man is the invincible man. But though you do not rely upon others, learn of them. Never cease to increase in knowledge, and be ever ready to receive that which is good and useful. You cannot have too much humility. The most self-reliant men are the most humble. No aristocrat, no prince born to the purple, can begin to compare with the self-respect of the saint. Why is he lowly? But that he knows that he can well afford it, resting on the largeness of God in him. Learn of all men, and especially of the masters of truth, but do not lose your hold upon the truth that the ultimate guidance is in yourself. A master can say, "Here is the path," but he can neither compel you to walk it, nor can walk it for you. You must put forth your own efforts, must achieve by your own strength, must make his truth your truth by your own unaided exertions. You must implicitly trust yourself. This thing is God, to be man with thy might, to grow great in the strength of thy spirit, and live out thy life as the light. You are to be the master of yourself, lord over yourself, not fawning and imitating, but doing your work as a living, vital portion of the universe, giving love but not expecting it, giving sympathy but not craving for it, giving aid but not depending upon it. If men should censure your work, heed them not. If suffice that your work be true, rest you in this sufficiency. Do not ask, "Will my work please?" but rather, "Is it real?" If your work be true, the criticism of men cannot touch it. If it be false, their disapproval will not slay it quicker than it will die of itself. The words and acts of truth cannot pass away until their work is fully accomplished. The words and acts of error cannot remain, for they have no work to do. Criticism and resentment are alike superfluous. Free yourself from the self-imposed tyranny of slavish dependence, and stand alone, not as an isolated unit but as a sympathetic portion of the whole. Find the joy that results from well-earned freedom, the peace that flows from wise self-possession, the blessedness that inheres in its native strength. Honor to him who, self-complete if lone, carves to the grave one pathway all his own. And heeding not that men may think or say, ask but his soul if doubtful of the way.